Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Niall Frazier. And y'all already know, man, when y'all see this face, you know we got some things to talk about pertaining to the Philadelphia Eagles. But before I get started, if you could for me, please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe, man. You know, we're trying to grow my channel slowly but surely, but I do appreciate the love when I can get it. So, with that being said, man, let's get into what we need to talk about today. Also, I want to say, I know I didn't get a chance to, I've been away for a little bit, but we had our fifth annual free book bag drive this past Saturday. Want to give a big shout out to everybody that was involved. The Pottstown Trojan football team, the players that came out. Shout out to Terrence. And then shout out to the team, man. Nasir, Mar, Miss Laquana, Lex, Amira, everybody, the vendors that came out, all that, all the people that supported the mayor. Um, yeah, man, Mr. Armada, all that, man. So, I really do appreciate everybody that came out. And like I said, year after year it keeps getting bigger and bigger, more people keep getting involved, and really do appreciate it. So shout out to everybody that came out, grabbed yourself a free book bag and got to chit chat with us, man. So hope to see y'all next year as well. But now let's talk about we got some things to talk about. Let's talk about training camp, right? I know, like I said, I've been away for a little bit, so some days done went by. I think about a week done went by with training camp. So I'm gonna just start this off. Nakobe Dean, as you already know or you should know, he's gonna be on the pup list. Won't be starting week one. We should already seen that coming with the type of injury that he incurred this past season. So shout out to Nakobe Dean. He's making great progress though from the videos I'm seeing. He's working out. It look like he's running at full speed. So excuse me. So I can't wait to see him come back. But while we're talking about Nakobe Dean in that linebacker area, let's talk about Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell, this man is a animal. Okay, now I might be jumping to conclusions because it's not even the same. It's not even the same like position. But for whatever our reason, Jahad Campbell reminds me of Miles Garrett. And I know that don't even like you're probably like, what are you talking about? For some odd reason, it could be the aggression that he plays with, or whatever the case may be, but they've been lining him up on the edge. He's been playing was an inside linebacker. I think I want to say he played some outside linebacker too as well. So but yeah, edge, whatever the case may be. So um ain't been doing too well at the edge. I will say that because Vic Fangio came out today with a press conference and said he needs some work at that edge area. He wasn't coached up too well at that particular area. But the things we've been hearing about Jahad Campbell getting a hit on Saquon Barkley, just being aggressive with Dallas Goedert, throwing him to the ground. I love it, bro. I love that. I love to hear that about your first round pick for the simple fact that, and I mean, you want this in your first round pick or any player that you have on your team. But Buddy is huge. I don't know if y'all seen how big he is. He's huge, but he's athletic. So they're able to drop him in the coverage, they're able to rush him off the edge. Like I said, he's gonna need some work with that edge work. But he's such a versatile player that can be implemented into this defense. And I feel like, and I know I've heard other people say it, he definitely is in the running. He could possibly win Rookie of the Year. So, or Defensive Rookie of the Year, excuse me. So, with all that being said, man, Jahad Campbell, please keep doing what you do. He's on track to start week one. We even talk, even Smile Munden. Make sure I say his name. I know I'll be messing some of their names up, but Smile Munden, another player playing on second and third team, getting second and third team reps and stuff like that, but making a huge impact on the defense. The linebacker core is, man, listen. This is like one of the I don't want to jump to conclusions, but it's like I don't see a weak spot in this team. Like I know we're going to talk about the cornerback and safety, but I really don't see a weak spot on this team, man. It's like they keep reloading. How finds a way to keep reloading this team and keep top tier or top talent on this team, and we're reaping the benefits from it. So if all that can translate into the regular season, of course we still got preseason coming up. We got the joint practices coming up. Um, and I can't remember what teams there are. I'll get that for another video. But I know we always play the Browns, so I know the Browns are probably up in there. But I know it's another team I want to say. So, but yeah, it's long story short though, man. The linebacker death is a beautiful thing, especially with this defense. Vic Fangio likes to use. He says, the linebackers are like the main component to his defense, whatever the case may be, for it to work, or a part of the defense for it to work. So, and him being an ex linebacker coach and stuff like that, he really likes the linebacker position, and you can tell with the type of guys that we have. Even Jeremiah Trotter, you've been hearing things about him. Good. It's just been good things about the guys, and of course, I'm not out there. I can't really tell y'all, what's going on because then you'll hear Vic saying in his press conferences that, y'all see the good stuff, but y'all don't see the stuff I'm looking for, the negative stuff. Y'all see all the positive, the big plays and stuff like that. He said I'm looking for the stuff that y'all might not be looking for, the negative stuff, because it all plays a part into it. So, yeah, but the linebacker position, man, very very stout at this moment in time. Like I said, Zach Bone. 'Cause I'm thinking it's going to be Zach Bone and Jahad Campbell starting week one, but then maybe even Smile Munden, Jeremiah Trotter. You got some options back there. So, um, high praise to them guys, man. Vic said they're coming along well, and I have no doubt that they'll be ready for the preseason and week one. But moving on, I got some notes here, and I'm also going to talk about um, today they had practice as well. Let me pull up my notes right quick. I'm gonna just be reading from Twitter. Let me pull up Brandon's joints. I think it's or is it? I can't even remember buddy name now. Hold up. But yeah, let me keep talking while I'm on this joint. So while I'm looking for this, but some other things I had down here. Cooper DeJean being utilized at the safety position. Now, as we know, safety is one of the spots that a lot of people are concerned about for the simple fact that you got rid of CJ this past season, this past off season, and a lot of people were concerned with that role. You got Reed Blankenship. He needs another deal. I thought we would hear some more about that, but haven't heard anything yet on that. Hopefully that comes soon because I do like Reed, and if we can get him at a decent price, I'm cool with that. But Andre Sam was mentioned a couple times, which grabbed my attention. If you know Vic Fangio, he doesn't really like if he can remember. I feel like if Vic remembers your name, that means you're doing something right. And I heard Andre Sam's name a couple of times, and I heard Tristan McCullough's name a couple of times. But even Sidney Brown. But it seems like Andrew McCouba as well. He had missed Andrew, and I'm talking about Andrew McCouba had missed a few practices, so he's a little bit behind the ball. But Andre Sin was a player that was mentioned a couple of times where I think he's getting lost in transition because we really didn't. He was on it, and like I said, he got drafted last year. He was on the team with us. He went to the Super Bowl and all that. I don't know if he played in the Super Bowl, but I know he was there because I remember seeing him when the confetti was falling. He got a little video on his Instagram. So, but long story short, yeah, he's been mentioned a couple times. I talked about Andre Sam in the past where I thought he was a good hitter, good coverage guy. So, um, hopefully he's getting worked up and maybe he plays. I don't know, but him and Tristan, it seems like Vic is high on. Of course, Makuba as well, but if Makuba's not ready, and like I said, he had a shoulder injury. He missed a few practices. If he's not ready, or if he doesn't feel like in preseason he's doing the right things, then he might go with a different combination. But yeah. So safety, like and I don't, and I ain't trying to be like 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 we all that, but I really don't feel like at safety or at cornerback we have a problem. Honestly, and I probably might put it in here, but if y'all can go watch that Vic Fangio interview. Anytime he does an interview, I like to watch it because it's like he gives you the truth. He's not sitting here trying to BS you. He's going to tell you what he feel and how he see it. So, and shout out to Vic. But he said they asked him about the safety role. He didn't really seem too concerned. Okay, he didn't seem like, oh, we need to go out here and get Justin Simmons. I'm seeing that too. I seen that Justin Simmons had the Eagles football jersey on. I understand that, but he doesn't seem like he wants to go out here and get anything. Now that could just be because we haven't had preseason yet. It's one thing going against your team, but it's a different thing going against a different team. I know they've been doing like 11 on 11s, and they said they really ain't had no rhyme or reason for what they were calling. That's on both sides of the ball with Kevin Patullo and Vic Fangio. They're just trying to assess the type of plays that they want to implement or try to implement into the play calling this year. So like that's why they were saying you might get some big plays from certain players, and sometimes it might not look right and things like that because they're trying new things. But it doesn't seem like on Vic's side of the ball when it comes to the corner and the safety that he's that worried. He thinks Cooper DeJean can play safety, which would be, cool. That would be in the nickel package. Um, we don't really, I ain't gonna say we don't really, but it's not often that we're in the nickel. Or was it base? Wait, was it base package? I want to say it was in the base. No, I think it was in the base. I don't want to say the nickel. My fault. I want to say it was in the base package for Cooper DeJean to play at safety. I can't remember now. I thought I had it written down here, but yeah, safety and base. My fault. I do apologize. So safety in the base, and it's not often that we're in base. So I don't know. I don't know when it would be implemented that he would be at safety. But I feel as though that if Vic feel like the people that are back there ain't doing what they need to be doing, of course he's going to put Cooper DeJean back there. But then that also leaves another position at the nickel. I mean at the nickel corner. So if not Macumba, Mac McWilliams, who is another player that's been getting some recognition throughout this camp, has been playing well. If he can play there too and be a suitable fit, I don't have no problem with that. But I would like to keep Cooper DeJean there. Find somebody out of that group that I just named, out of Andre Sam, Sidney Brown, Tristan McCullough, Reed Blankenship, one Makuba, one of them guys, or two of those guys, whatever the case may be. If they can play safety, whatever the case may be, I'm cool with that. So we'll see how it goes, man. Like I said, you still got some days left with camp. And like I said, we still got the joint practices coming up too as well to see and get a gist of how far along these players are coming. So yeah, man. So we'll see. But moving along, man. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, my man, then transformed his whole body, looking real good. Pause, but he's been showing some quickness off the line. Okay, getting into the backfield. Of course, they can't tackle the quarterback, but again today he has had multiple times where he's gotten to the quarterback. Possibly could have been a sack. Um, but since he's lost his weight, it seems like he's getting skinny. He's getting skinny on him on the defensive line. So I'm not going to say he's going to be Dexter Lawrence or anything like that, but we've seen in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl him come along, making some decent plays in crunch time, which that's when it honestly counts because y'all playing for something at that point. It's win or go home. So, but he showed that he has the potential to be a great defensive tackle interior. You know what I mean. So, but to be a great player. So, um, shout out to Jordan Davis, man, but he just got to keep it up, man, because I know they probably want to increase his snap count. His snap count last year was kind of low. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was kind of low. But when he was in there, he was effective, so I can't be too mad at him. It's a contract year for him. They did pick up the fifth option, but he's going to be looking for a contract after this. And if he wants to get paid, he knows he has to play at an elite level, or at least a top level when it comes to this defense. Um, First round pick. You know what I mean? And they expect a lot from the first round pick. So needless to say, I don't think we're going to have a problem out of Jordan Davis. He seemed like he's taking on that leader role pretty good. Um, he just got to just stay in shape, man. Got to just keep his head in the game and stay in shape. But I don't think we'll have a problem out of him. If we can get a couple sacks from Jordan Davis, oh man, scary, scary hours. So moving on though, with Josh Uche. It seems to be that Josh Uche is becoming the top edge, bruh. The top edge. Now, mind you, if you don't remember, if it's your first time watching No Cut Sports Podcast with your boy, and if you haven't, please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe. I greatly appreciate it. But Josh Uche was a part of the 49ers. I'm sorry, not the 49ers, the Chiefs this past season when we played them in the Super Bowl, right? Spags got on one of the Philadelphia radio stations, I can't recall, but had high praise for Josh Uche. He just said he just got there late, didn't know the defense as well enough, to put him in there, and then he didn't want to put him in a compromised position or compromise the defense as well. Not that they needed that against us, but I digress. Anyway, so Josh Uche is not a bad player. Lane Johnson also mentioned Josh Uche earlier in training camp when he was asked if there were any players on the defense that were sticking out. And Lane Johnson replied, yeah, Josh Uche. And I feel like somebody else might have said Josh Uche before, whatever the case may be. But it seems like he's coming out to be the top edge. So I haven't heard too much about, and I know I'm going to say his name wrong, Ajalari. Alzolari, is that how you say it? I do apologize, but ain't heard too much about him. I still think he can be effective though, especially if it's a rotational thing. Maybe Nolan Smith or Jalen Hunt, who's another player that's been sticking out. We know, buddy. We already know what he we already know what he finna get into, man. If you watch the, I always tell people this: if you want to see how good Jalen Hunt is and can be, go watch the sequence with the leading up to the pick six with Cooper DeJean, and then watch when Cooper DeJean get the pick six and his blocking down, like blocking as he's running into the end zone. Like, come on, man. That's the type of hustle and bustle I'm looking for my looking for looking for from my players. Excuse me, but yeah, man. So I'm not really worried. Like I hear, and shout out to LB. I watched the link up and and some of the other Eagle Owl and Philly 500 and stuff like that. I'm really not worried. I don't know if that's because we know I done seen the Super Bowl rings. They got the wings popping out, whatever the case may be. But I'm just really not worried, man, because I feel like we're going, especially on the defensive side, because we're going into the season with all the same coaches. Now we do have different players, of course, I understand that we lost some good players, of course, but the core of the team is still together. And then you're hearing about players like Gabe Davis today. Gabe Davis got into the backfield. I don't know if it was a couple of times, but he was a player I was very high on when he was coming out of college. Um, I felt like he could be, and I can't ever remember the Bulls' name on the Chiefs. The one that sat out, paid him 100 million to come back, and he was Chris Jones. Chris Jones a little bit. He remind me of Chris Jones a tad bit. So, um, of course, he's not there yet. Of course, people be like, they start jumping. Chris Jones, like, bro, don't hop in the comments acting all crazy. Like, I'm just saying, he kind of remind me of him. I ain't saying he Chris Jones, so, but he can be a potential defensive rotational player like Moro Jama, who's been doing well in camp. Not so well today, but has been doing well in camp. So my thing is this: if you can get somebody like in that Milton role, couple sacks here, whatever the case may be. I'm cool with that. So, um, but I think I just lost my train of thought right there. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was even talking about. But just the coaches on the defensive side of the ball, we didn't lose anybody. We ain't lose nobody. So I don't feel like me personally. I just feel like they just need the time to develop the players. Just like Vic said, they need reps. They need snaps. Same thing with Keely Ringo. Let's talk about that because I know people want to talk about the Keely Ringo situation, the Dory Jackson situation. Last time I did check, it seemed like Adoree had more first team starts than Keely Ringo. Keely Ringo's, they've been saying he's been getting. I don't even want to say getting cooked. They're saying he has great coverage on AJ Brown, but it's AJ Brown. No disrespect. He's probably the best wide receiver in the league. And you can take that up with whoever you want to take that up with. But my man got a Super Bowl ring. He's probably the best wide receiver in the league. So the fact that he is, having his troubles against AJ Brown, and I'm talking about Keely Ringo, I can understand that. Plus, this is his probably his real first time really getting this many reps at corner. So I'm not worried because I was very high on Keely two seasons ago. He's very young still. You feel what I'm saying? I think he's younger than Quinyon, whatever the case may be. So he still has time to develop. But let's let it marinate for a little bit. Let's let it marinate for a little bit. Even the Dory Jackson, I know Vic came out and said some things, and I hope he didn't take it wrong because I didn't take it wrong. I just think he wants Dory to step up and be the player that they think he can be. Because if you don't know, Howie Roseman had he wanted him, when he was coming out of the draft, and couldn't get him then, but now we got him. So of course they have some type of liking to him, and they want him to work out. But even if he's serviceable, if they start Keely and they make him the second string, because we still need depth, because we can't just think that Quinyon going to be, and shout out to Quinyon too, number 49 on the top 100 list, locked down Guantanamo Bay. You already know. But we can't just think that Quinyon is going to be available every Sunday. We never know what can happen. So say maybe one Sunday it's Keely Ringo and it's Adoree Jackson. To me, I know people are going to be like, "Yo, we can't do that. We try and run it back to the Super Bowl." I honestly think that might be serviceable. Really might be serviceable. Especially looking at let's just look at the last two games of the season, right? And I know I ain't got no tape up here to show y'all. But to not even have to blitz and get the pressure rate that we got with the 4-man front is crazy. Then you're adding Jahad Campbell with Zach Bond, and who knows what they're going to do with Smile Monday and any of them other players. You're mixing them in. You feel what I'm saying? Nolan Smith and all that coming off the edge. Jalen, I think the defense will be just fine. Will it take some time to mesh? Of course. Nothing's going to be perfect week one. We're going to, and you're probably going to hear myself say some things, flipping out. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan first. But if you give it some time, like we did this past season with Vic Fangio and the team and the assistant coaches, give it some time to mesh. Let them work out the kinks. You might think you're going in, you want to go in this way, and you might see, after game one or game two, we need to play like this a little bit. So, um, just give it time, man. Right now, I'm not sweating no bullets. I understand we want to run it back. I know because I want to run it back with y'all, but we have to be patient. Let's see what we got first before we start jumping off the edge, talking about who ain't gonna be good and who's not gonna be good. Because you got to think, last year, what's my man, the linebacker, that White, was it what White? What was his name? First name? I can't remember, but y'all know what I'm talking about. First, I'm thinking, and me personally speaking for myself, I'm thinking he's coming here and he's going to be, you know, he going to win the job. And come to find out, it's Nakobe Dean. I'm not mad at that, no disrespect, but I'm just sitting there saying, I'm like, we don't know. They're reporting, they say they're just reporting on what they see. But at the end of the day, Vic Fangio and the coaches will make the final decision of who they think should be out there. So, um, I know I got off on a tangent right there, but yeah, I'm not getting too worked up over the positions. But Eli Ricks is another player that has been getting some recognition once again. Clearly, the Philadelphia Eagles have a fascination in him. I think he's a decent player. You know what I mean? I just think with the players that were ahead of him, were a little bit more talented and they were able to get out on the field. But Vic did say he is in the running to have maybe that second spot because I like Eli Ricks. I know he ain't got that much tape, but like him against them few snaps against Tyreek Hill in the Kelly Green game a few years back when that landslide season. The preseason, of course, what he sticks out for with what was it, the pick six that he took back. Um, yeah, man. So it's we just like I said, we just gotta see. We just gotta see. It's a lot of players on this team, a lot of talent on this team. Crazy, a lot of talent on this team. It's crazy to say, but it's a lot of good players on here, and I'm more than confident in Vic Fangio and the defensive staff. They're going to figure it out, and I think we still like and top five. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now. It got to be top five defense. Period, bro. Because we really didn't lose nobody. So we'll see, man. We will see. We will see. But let's move. I want to make sure I ain't forget nothing. Hold up. Let's move to the offensive side of the ball because I've been just concentrating on this defense, But y'all know defense wins championships. So let me see right quick. What is this? Anais Smith. Anais Smith. I don't know if he's having a good camp, man. I'm not gonna lie. And shout out to Brandon Lee Gallon. I'm on Twitter right now. I'm just reading some of these joints before I hop off of here. But I don't know if Anais Smith is having a good camp. What's my man name? I should have pulled this up before I got on here. The wide receiver. He's like 6'4". Is it Cooks? I want to say it's Cooks. Hold up, y'all. Let me look this up right quick. I want to say it's Elijah Cooks, who's been having like an explosive play every practice. It seems to be. Now, if y'all don't remember or if you don't know, this is Jahan's. I'm not gonna say it's his last season with us, but he's probably gonna go look for a bag after this because he's a first round talent. His contract's up. Philadelphia Eagles aren't gonna pay top dollar for a wide receiver three. Now if he shows out this year, I don't know. If he shows out this year, maybe Howie does something. I can't never, say what is not possible with Howie Roseman because he'll find a way if he feels like he's serviceable to the team. But at the same time, I think Jahan Dotson, once you go get some money, you might want to leave. Got a Super Bowl ring, so I can't blame him. But Elijah Cooks, I'm thinking like Anai Smith or Johnny Wilson was gonna take that spot, take that position, but it don't seem like either one of them are doing as well as I thought they would. And I ain't get too in depth with looking into the Smith and stuff like that because they don't name every player each day and what they're doing and things like that. So it's kind of hard, but I really haven't been hearing the best things I can say about a Smith. So hopefully he can. I don't know, man. I don't know if they give him another year and Johnny Wilson as well, drop passes and things like that. Same things he struggled with in the college tiers. So I don't know, man. But Elijah Cooks though, I think it's so. I'm sorry, that's what I was supposed to be looking up. Elijah Cooks has been having a camp. Okay, Buddy is 6'4", 215. All right. He's been having a field day out there. Now he's been doing like stuff on the second team and third team, but he may be a serviceable wide receiver 3 because again, death at the wide receiver 3 we needed. That's why I wanted somebody like, and I know Danny Gray. Was it Danny Gray that hurt himself? And I think he got reverted back to the team if I'm not mistaken. But then I think when Danny Gray got hurt, they signed. It was the Ife. Was it Ife Adai? But then you also got Giles Jackson. You got Terrence Marshall, Taylor Moore. I don't even. I ain't heard nothing about Avery Williams. That's the one from Atlanta, right? Now he might just be here. He might just be here for returns because I think they don't. I don't think they want Cooper DeJean doing the returns anymore, and I understand why. So, but was it Danny Gray? I don't even see him on here. Yeah, but Terrence Marshall, and Elijah Cooks both getting busy, getting busy. So, um, if not both, but hopefully one of those guys can come on, change the trajectory of that wide receiver 3 position, or like I said, if push comes to shove, because health is always a factor throughout the year. If somebody gets injured, one of those guys can step in and be serviceable to the offense. So, but Jalen Hurts, he's been doing well. He's had a couple of picks. They're just trying stuff in practice. I hear people sitting there clowning and stuff like that. Like, yo, listen, man, you can't clown on a champion, okay, a Super Bowl MVP. Now you can clown on the rest of these other quarterbacks. They ain't got them Super Bowls or whatever the case may be. But this is practice. This is when you're supposed to do these things. You're supposed to be messing up. Of course, this are what I done lost track of how many offensive coordinators this has been for the Philadelphia Eagles. But um, it's Kevin Patullo's implementing his thing in there too as well. Some things that he wants to see. So there's going to be some mishaps, some miscommunications and things like that. But this is the time that you want that to happen because when the season starts, like I said, I know it's not going to be perfect, but it should be damn near close. Maybe not close, but we should be. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't look too sloppy out there. Also, this Sunday, it's either this Sunday or next Sunday. The open practice for the Philadelphia Eagles will be. I rather want to say around like 6 or 7 o'clock. I'm debating if I want to go. I've been to the one in 23, and I ain't been back. I ain't gonna lie, cause I felt like I ain't gonna say I was like karma, but when I went to that stadium and we had the season that we had, I was like, oh man. But I don't know, I might go because it's Sunday. I'm off. I want to say it's like starts at 6 or 7, so I might slide there. So, if you see me, you know what I'm saying, say what's up, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man. But they got their open practice coming up. That'd be something where we'll get a better look at, exactly what's going on with the different players, what we think, the team needs to work on. Like I said, all in all, man, this is a team that's coming off of a Super Bowl winning season. Okay, ring, trophy, whatever you want to call it, all that confetti, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think that the mindset has changed. It might got even better. You feel what I'm saying? Because now you know what you're looking for. You know what you want in certain players. You know the type of mindset you want your players to have, the type of culture you've been building and things like that. And all that leads and plays a part into you winning, going back to the Super Bowl or just winning games in general. You want everybody on the same page. You don't want, I don't want to say no headaches, but like no cancers in the locker room. You want everybody, come to work, get the job done, and go home, do what you gotta go do. So I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are still the team to beat in the NFL. I don't feel like a lot of teams. Oh, I, I'm glad I started talking because it came to me because there's a lot of NFC East teams that ain't trying to pull that bag out and play their star players, aka Jerry Jones. Come on, man. Micah Parsons is out here talking about he want to get traded. That's what I should have let off with that. He wants to be traded. Bro, this is why I don't argue with Commanders fans, and this is why I don't argue with Dallas fans. Y'all front office. First, let's just let's stay on Dallas. Jerry do this every season. Now this could just be a publicity stunt. You know, I seen Miles Garrett and shout out to the Philly special. He posted it on X talking about talking about it could just be, you know, like the same thing that Miles Garrett did. Like, I want to trade, I want to leave, blah, blah, blah. And then they end up paying him and everything's good. And I can understand that, you know, not Miles Garrett, but Michael Parsons is one of the top, if not the top, linebackers in the league. You know, he's pretty good. I'm not going to sit there and discredit him because he played for the Dallas Cowboys. But Buddy is a different type of guy. I will say that. Now, I heard earlier in the season of last season or the season before that, where some of the people and where did I hear that at? What you call it? What's my man name? He do Dallas. Philly 500 always talk about him. Uh, Mark Holmes. Yes, I want to say it was Mark Holmes that said it, but he was saying that in behind closed doors that some people in the organization didn't, you know, really care for Michael Parsons in that podcast that he had. So, he just wasn't falling. I'm not in a bad way, but he's just not the prototypical player that they were looking for. It. So off the field, if that's making sense, but long story short, that could be a reason why he's not getting his bag yet. He said that Jerry had tried to have some back closed door conversations without his agent there about the money and things like that. And that's not the first time that this has happened, or whatever the case may be. But this just goes to show you why Dallas has not won in 30 years, bro. I'm 33. 32. Excuse me. I haven't had that year just yet. But I'm 32 years old, bro. I can't remember, and I got a pretty good memory, man. I remember doing the Dirty Bird when I was a young bull, but I don't remember. I don't remember the Cowboys hoisting no trophies as no young bull. So that's all I'm gonna say, bro. If you ain't win, if you ain't seen your team win the Super Bowl, please don't talk to me about Dallas Cowboys nothing. But if you want to talk to me about this Michael Parsons situation, I feel for y'all because the Eagles gonna be having this problem. You see, we gave Saquon another bag this offseason. We gave AJ Brown another bag. You know what I'm saying? We got Devontae Smith. He got his bag. The whole O line got their bag. Like, bro, come on, man. We waiting. We getting the money together to pay Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Reed, whoever they feel like they need to keep. But the Philadelphia Eagles always make sure that they got enough money set aside to pay the players. It seems it's so crazy to me to think that these owners want their players to go out there and give it their all, and then when it's time to pay them, they play with the money. Why are you paying with the players' money like that? Even like Trey Hendrickson, all these players are getting paid, and he still ain't getting paid. I don't understand. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. And then even with the Bengals situation, Shamar Stewart, they finally figured out, his money. All of a sudden, when he want to go back to college, now they want to figure out his money. It's like, why do these organizations play with these players? Why? Just pay him. Like like Michael Parsons, I'm sorry. Now, if you want to trade him and want to restart, because I can understand Jerry's point too. Jerry done put some good teams in Dallas. Regardless of what a Dallas fan want to say, I'm not, and I'm ashamed to even. I can't say I'm ashamed to even admit this. That season, that Dak's rookie season or his second. That one season where Dak came in and he was on fire, bro. I'm like, bro, they might go back to the bowl. Like I thought they was gonna go back, but they didn't. They didn't. That's when they first found out that Dak Prescott wasn't like that, man. So yeah, man. But it is what it is. Like, if they don't pay Micah, I hope this carries on into this season because this is a benefit to us. And then the same thing with the Commanders not paying Terry. Now Terry want to get traded as well. Both these players, both your star players, are asking for trades. Now I feel like the Commanders are even. I know people are concentrating on Dallas, but Dallas is nowhere near a championship. Now I'm not going to say that the Commanders are near a championship, but they got as close as the NFC Championship, which is just a game before the Super Bowl. And they run into some big dogs, as y'all already know, and got they behind stumped out. But at the same time, if you're a front office of the Commanders, you can sit there and say to yourself, "All right, we're a few players away. Why would I not want to pay my star wide receiver, regardless if he's 30? You done signed Debo is 29. And no disrespect, I'd rather have Terry McLaurin than Debo Samuel. And that's no disrespect, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'd rather have him. He's personally, Debo hasn't shown me enough to even be considered a wide receiver one. Yeah, in the 49ers, they used him in a certain way, but that was beneficial to him and Shanahan's system. But I don't know how that's going to play out with Jaden Daniels and then the Commanders. So that's why I'm sitting there saying they need to pay Terry McLaurin if they think they even got a chance of even beating us or going back to the NFC Championship. Simple and plain. So I love to see the discombobulation in the NFC East. You feel me? It is what it is, but this is why we are who we are, bro. I know a lot of people get mad. I know I'm rambling on, but I know a lot of people get mad about the Philadelphia Eagles, but we do good business. We make sure that the players that perform and do what they need to do, when it comes time, we figure out how a way to pay them. We keep everybody happy. As long as you do what you do, they're going to do what they need to do. Simple and plain. It ain't rocket science. So if the Philadelphia Eagles can do it, the rest of these teams can do it. Can't get mad at that. Can't get mad at the Eagles putting good talent around Jalen Hurts. The elite conversation, I don't really care to have it no more, but it is what it is. I seen Cam Newton came out and said what he said. He apologized. Whatever. It is what it is. Like, I can't get, you can't get bent out of shape over that. And I'm a Cam Newton fan, but it's tears to this. It is tears. And he's always going to be remembered for not jumping on that daggone fumble, bro. I'm telling you. Because when I seen it live, I'm like, why he ain't, you know what I'm saying? You don't never know if you're going to get back to this position. Why you ain't jump on that fumble, Cam? For real, bro. Like, why you ain't jump on that fumble? Because at least, even if you lose the game, at least you know you did everything that you needed to do or could possibly do to try and win the game down by 6. I know Jalen Hurts jumped on that ball. At least chasing you down. Like, and when he fumbled in the Super Bowl, he at least running at you. Something. Like, come on, man. So, like I said, I know it's for clicks and stuff like that, but to say Jalen Hurts ain't a top quarterback is crazy to me, man. Especially that when your quarterback can't even get to a Super Bowl or sniff an NFC championship or AFC championship or barely sniffs one. I don't understand the logic with some people, but like I said, I digress. So, with that being said, man, I really do appreciate y'all coming out, watching the episode. I really do got to make more episodes, man. So I'm gonna try to get on here tomorrow, man. I don't know if they're having practice or not, but even if it's for something for a little bit, I might go live, talk to the people, see what y'all, how y'all feeling. But y'all can also drop how y'all feeling in the comments. How y'all think, or how is your outlook so far on the Philadelphia Eagles so far during this training camp? Are you high? Are you low? Do you feel like you need to go out here and go get somebody else? I don't know. But what I do know is, me personally, I'm not there yet, man. I'm not ready to jump off the cliff. So, like I said, gotta. I want to say a couple weeks before that first preseason game, and yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see what happens from there. So, with that being said, man, it's now from the No Cut Sports Podcast. I greatly appreciate y'all coming out watching the episode. If you could, for me, please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe. Y'all already know, man. Before I get up out of here, can I get a go birds, baby? I'm gonna talk to y'all. Y'all be safe.